Hi Capricorn, welcome to your mid-August 2018 tarot update. It's Rena here. So this is a simple 5-card spread that I've laid out. I'm just starting over again. This is the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, and yeah, so I just did your opposite sign, Cancer, and now I decided to do yours next since I was making connections astrologically between Cancer and Capricorn, because you have so many planets, or am I exaggerating? Yeah, no, it is so many. In this late August period, in addition to having a 10-year transit of Pluto in your sign, you also have Saturn now in your sign for the last 8 months. And now you have Mars retrograding in your sign. So there's a lot of Cancer energy. And this is affecting your first house of the self. And so you may be doing a lot of reflecting, and I think this is what this first card represents. The Four of Cups is a card of emotional dissatisfaction. And where in your life you feel this dissatisfaction, I don't know. But you may I can see the two areas here that seem to be indicated are maybe a past relationship and if you have started a business. Those are the two areas I could see. Now, the Four of Cups can be a situation where you don't feel a sense of interest in someone. Maybe you did at one time, and now you're just kind of like, whatever. You just don't have the same feelings towards this person. So let's look at the past, because the past can inform the future. We have the Six of Cups. And this was a card that I actually got for Cancer as well, although for Cancer it was the focus card. For you, it's in the past position. Basically, what this can mean is that perhaps you reconnected with somebody from your past, a high school sweetheart, a childhood sweetheart, college sweetheart, and the past aspect of it was very appealing. Maybe it kind of reminded you of a time in life where you felt a sense of freedom, a sense of innocence. And yet it's not what it's cracked up to be. You may have even left a marriage because of it. And if this kind of a theme sounds somewhat familiar, what has happened, in my opinion, is that you and or the other person did not realize that you're not the same people. Even if you have all these great memories, you're just not the same people. And so the nostalgia isn't enough. This could be a situation where meeting somebody from your past, maybe let's say like a high school reunion, and hooking up with somebody, I don't mean physically, I'm just talking about talking to somebody who you haven't seen in ages, maybe somebody you had a crush on or you actually had a relationship with, has highlighted dissatisfaction in your current partnership. Okay, so both of those things can be possibilities. If this has nothing to do with either one of those things, I can see like a business venture. Now, it's possible that if this has something to do with a work situation, it's probably your own business, and you may have wanted to do this for a very long time. This may be a dream since you were a child. When I think of that Six of Cups, I think of really far, long time ago. Maybe you just got totally distracted from something. I think it would be, though, more of a personal business, because the Seven of Pentacles, which is what is happening right now, really does connect with kind of biding your time and observing whether something feels like it's going to actually pay off. You know, all your hard work, all of your financial investment in some cases, if that's going to be what really turns a profit. And who knows, maybe you are currently still at a day job that really bums you out, and you want to be able to live off of those earnings that you're hoping that this business will get. But it may not be that easy. It may be something to do with another party. The Six of Cups relates to Cancer, so maybe it has something to do with that solar eclipse. Maybe it's just a matter of time. Sometimes the eclipses do not take root right away. Really, when you're talking about a solar eclipse like this is like kind of planting the seed, so to speak. So if you are starting a business that relies on individual clients, you might be in for a real treat, as maybe it's sometime in September. It hasn't come to fruition yet. Don't throw in the towel, is basically what the Seven of Pentacles is all about. It's about just assessing things. Now, of course, you can't just wait forever, but perhaps you are being too impatient that it's going to work out. If this is about a romantic situation, this is almost the same type of advice or description of what's going on, is that you may be unhappy in a maybe it's a marriage. It would be something very committed, I suppose. Maybe in some cases it's just a dating situation, but my feeling based on the astrological influences is that it's more of a marriage, or the equivalent of a marriage where it's a monogamous relationship. You're supposed to be with this other person, maybe even have children with this person. And meeting somebody from your past has caused you to really be in touch with how unhappy you are in your current relationship. And, you know, sometimes the temptation is just to walk away from your relationship without really thinking, is that unhappiness really coming from the other person, or is it within me? Excuse me, because sometimes we blame other people for our unhappiness, don't we? And we think that if we can only be with the right person, that they will bring out your true happiness. And, you know, I definitely think that being with the wrong person can add to your unhappiness, but I truly believe that happiness is an inside job, and that there's no perfect person, no soulmate, no twin flame that's going to totally save you from negative feelings. The Four of Cups is about, it can be depression, dissatisfaction, disappointment. And yes, of course, I think some people can really rub us the wrong way if they have some of those qualities. But I think also that you can do that to yourself very easily. You know, being ruled by Saturn, it's very easy for the Capricorn individual to look at life in a very pessimistic way. That doesn't stop you from being successful, though. Capricorns have this knack for being able to be successful and having like completely cynical attitudes. But, you know, and if you, I love realism. I love people who are very grounded in their expectations. And I think the Seven of Pentacles is kind of like what I'm talking about here, where you're looking at things from a very realistic point of view and seeing, is this working, is this not working? In any area of your life. I'm thinking specifically of work matters because of it being pentacles, but it could definitely be your love life, since that's the center card, is emotions. The cups connect to emotions. Oh, and by the way, I want to say too, I should have said this before, if you or somebody close to you has a drinking problem, this is also important. Because with cups, sometimes with the Four of Cups, I could see somebody who is drowning their sorrows. Or if it's sorrows, or they're just boredom, stagnation in life, and they feel, it could be that the person feels that they are stagnant in their life, they're not going as fast as they can, and instead of what the Seven of Pentacles suggests is to have patience and to really stay the course, they are just taking the easy way out, which is this kind of like escapism, okay? So if this is you, this may be something that you realize is injurious to your children. The Six of Cups in the past position. Oh, and you know, actually, I would suggest more than just your children, which it really is, for sure, it would be injurious to them. But I think this is more, the Six of Cups in the past position is more talking about things that happened when you were growing up, okay? And that may have prompted you, like unresolved situations when you were growing up, prompted you to hit the bottle. And the Seven of Pentacles is about you in recovery, just taking it day by day. You know, what's that saying in AA? Gosh, it's like one of their most famous sayings. I should know this. I'm not in AA, but it's just like, I can't even think straight what it is. I'm sure some of you know. 24 hours a day. You know, they just say it's like you take it day by day, 24 hours a day. I wonder if they even say that anymore. But yeah, it's like not seeing too far in the future. Just saying, just for this day. Yeah, they have a saying where they say, just for this day, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to do good things for myself. Whatever it is, I'm paraphrasing. All right, and I really like, I just wanted to point this out, because as I was saying to Cancer about the Six of, I'll show you this card too, because sometimes these cards are really kind of baffling to me, how they, even though I think the artwork is beautiful, the depiction of the card, but this one, which is supposed to be showing childhood or the past with those colorful roots and the black and white tree. I think it's just a wonderful, ingenious depiction of kind of like how strong roots can be and how they affect us, you know. And then with this Seven of Pentacles, it looks kind of like a ladder or a staircase. And to me, it's kind of like how I picture Capricorn is, right, you know, climbing the ladder of success and, you know, ascending. You know, you have to start somewhere and you have to start at the bottom. And Capricorn isn't afraid of starting at the bottom. But you just may be in a place where you want that gratification too soon, and you have to just take those steps. Oh yeah, and then talking about the 12 steps of recovery too. So anyway, what's coming in is represented by the Six of Wands. Now this is a card of it's funny, sometimes I draw a blank because it's so different than the card that I'm used to. It's the card of success. I was confusing it for a minute with the Four of Wands, but it's a card of recognition for your efforts. So, for instance, if you're working with somebody else and you are having some kind of work success, maybe it's going to be given some kind of recognition by others. And likewise, if this is a romantic relationship, you may have somebody who really appreciates you, Capricorn. And believe it or not, that can be quite stressful, because depending on how you were raised, which is that past position, the Four of Cups may be more familiar to you. You may be used to feelings of, I don't know, looking at the pessimistic side of things, or even receiving those kinds of messages from others. That might be more comfortable for you. And if you have found somebody in your life, maybe this is somebody that you consider a soulmate. The Six of Cups, I don't know if I mentioned that could be a soulmate. That could, you have to be careful that you don't push somebody away, because you may feel that there's something wrong with this picture, that the person there must be some reason why they're saying all these wonderful things to you. You could overthink it, and you could end up pushing away the love of your life. So don't do that. This could be somebody that you have always wanted to be with, and yet you can't accept the praise because you're so stuck in the past and this pattern. But definitely, one thing that I want to bring out is that even if you have a day job that you are very dissatisfied with, it's possible that you will get some kind of recognition, and then that makes you even more like confused of what to do. What should I stay with this company, or should I go off on my own, which you really want to do? And it's, you know, you can always tell what is the best choice by how you feel. If you feel like you don't like where you work, then it would seem to me that the idea of like trying to do something on your own makes a lot of sense. But it also makes sense if you need to pay bills to stay where you are for the time being, if it's not intolerable. So it's not like either or. You can definitely do things as you see fit. But the outcome, look at this outcome card. This is the Three of Wands. This is a card of expansion. In the Rider-Waite deck, as well as my Morgan Greer deck, they show this card, let me see if I can find it, in a way that I think is much more indicative of its meaning, which is like seeing the far horizon and wanting that, and not being satisfied with being in your own backyard anymore. So it's like wanting to branch out, you know, pardon the pun with those branches. Maybe that's why they use the branch as the symbolism for this particular card. Of course, I find every card in the deck besides this card. But in any case, the number 3 is a number of creativity and abundance and things like that. Here it is. This is in the Morgan Greer deck, which is faithful to the Rider-Waite deck. And you can see, now in this deck, they have leaves on the wands or rods. And this is because they're showing fertility. They're showing that creativity, the growth, the potential for growth. And so I think that's what's going on with you. I think, Capricorn, you're looking for growth, and you're being transformed from the bottom up. And there are growing pains sometimes, aren't there? When people are, I mean, look at this card. It's the butterfly. So it's about transformation. You know, Pluto is a planet of transformation and purging, detox, all these things. You have Mars retrograding in your sign. So the past can come back into your life. Maybe something, you know, but this is Capricorn. Mars is retrograding in Capricorn. So you're fighting with yourself. You're not fighting with anybody else. And the fight is like, who am I? And how do I show up in the world? So it's really about, I think ultimately, Capricorn, it's about not buying into some kind of crap that this is inevitable for you, that you have to live with dissatisfaction. If you feel that your life is not where you want it to be, it doesn't matter what kind of messages you heard growing up. Capricorn is a traditional sign, and you tend to value the family, the parents, and think that they're the authority and stuff, but they're not. There are many parents who give messages that are wildly inaccurate, and it's not because they're doing that on purpose. They just are going by what they were told themselves, what they were taught. So you have to think for yourself. You can respect what has come before you, but cherish the good parts of your childhood, not the parts that taught you things that were not true about life. And, you know, you will become that butterfly if you expand. If you try, maybe you have to do new things and experience new sights. Perhaps you even are thinking about moving, relocating, and this could be to somewhere far away. Well, that might be very good for you. And actually, if you look to the September period of the new moon in Virgo, September 9th, that will be in your 9th house of foreign travel. So that might be a time when things start to really gel for you in that department. Okay, Capricorn, that's what I have for you. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. Otherwise, have a great rest of August. Bye.